All right, afternoon everyone. Been drilling these out. Sorry for that drill mess down there. I'm still drilling. I'm charging the battery as we speak. If you haven't seen that custom muffler tail, that tailpipe I put on there, I just welded it on. You can pie cut it, kept it simple. But so I opened these up to 3/4. I wanted to show y'all. This is my grandfather's old slide rule. This is what he used to build planes with. He probably built Kennedy's plane with this, man. John F. Kennedy's plane. My grandfather was one of the chief project engineers on it. Yeah, this is how they did their calculations back in the day. You can see that the post. These are kind of collector's items now, old engineers. That's how they walked around with this, man. This was their lifeline back in the day. Anyway, so silicone hose. Even Grok told me, since each silicone hose is only slaved across to 1 ECM. So this is part of the chain drive. It's going to have a little air gap, about a 1/16 air gap, all of them, after I cut the bolts off, obviously, and washer it out. I was just making sure everything fit in a line. So I'm going to have to take those out, put washers on both sides, and then I'm going to cut the bolts off with a grinder in here while it's in here as much as I can. I should be able to get most of them on this one side because I'm not mounting this side yet. I can't until I cut these off because I got to put the sprockets on and then I got to put the hoses on because then I can slide the ECM into the hose and then have everything ready to go and zip this up. And I'll video it when I do that, so no worries there. You're going to see all of that. I'll have to set up a tripod probably. That's what I'm showing you piecemeal, man. That way you guys know what I'm doing. This is a silicone 3-ply hose, 13 millimeter ID. Grok said that this should last 5 to 10 years, and that it was. I asked that. I said, "What about rubber?" Because I have some rubber hose too that's thick, and I said it's more stiff than this. I said this is really flexible, and it said no, rubber is good, but it's gonna break eventually within a couple of years because it's going to have embrittlement. And Grok said this should last 5 to 10 years as long as it's clamped really tight. So yeah, I go silicone 3-ply. Now that aluminum one down there, the only reason that one's there is because the main drive is going to be on this plate, the 40 chain or 41 chain, the motorcycle chain coming off the power transmission over there. That needs to be secured. I'm going to do that soon. I got to drill the holes out. Get that secured, and that's going to chain to this side, which is directly coupled to that side, which is going to be chained in parallel all together with a chain over. I got a whole bag of them right here. The reason I went small is because they're cheap. These are only like $4. So went small. We'll see how it works. It shouldn't jump because we're talking. We're less than a 1/4 inch from the bearing, or maybe a little more than that. Not much. And I already cut these shafts off. Some of them I may have cut a little different because it was tough to measure some of them. But yeah, it'll work out. So hopefully this makes a little more sense now that I've showed you this. And you're going to see a lot more details than this. Trust me. I got to cut all the bolts off. I got to put all these on. I already explained how that goes on, okay, with the silicone hose. And silicone hose is way cheaper than a bunch of those. Those were $20 a piece. This hose was $20. And it was like 3 feet, I think, a meter. So I can only need 5 of these. So I can cut 5 and I still have a bunch of hose left for maybe gas or something else. That's a big line. But this would work good for fuel too. It wasn't even that bad. This was, I think it's boost hose. But anyway, yep, my muffler. I love mouse milk. It's an aircraft engine penetrating oil. Works great for making ferrule cells and also anything. So yeah, going 3/4 on the drive hole gives me a little bit of room to tighten all the ECMs. I can move them all around a little bit to tighten that chain shouldn't need a tensioner. Since everything will be super tight over here. I mean, the chain's going to be perfect. It doesn't need to be overly tight because you'll lose efficiency. A chain's got to be just right. And then I've got guard plates made for this that's going to cap the sides once I get it all done. And I'll show you those. Those are not with me right now. But yeah. Yep. Slide rule. Yeah, I love that thing. I don't understand it, but maybe one day I'll learn about it. But yeah, just in case you didn't see my templates to drill these holes, I'm pretty sure I got a few of them mixed up. It's possible, but yeah, check this out. I actually should have drilled these first. That's okay. I'll put a bushing on there. I'll print some bushings real quick. Dang it. Yep. See, I screwed up. I should have left it. Actually, it's fine. I could probably center it out and tape it. That's what I did on the other ones. I taped them and pilot drilled them. But or I could tape bushing it. Tim does that a lot with just any kind of tape that, and that way it fits real snug in there, and then you're centered, man. Especially electric tape or blue tape. But anyway, yeah, oopsies. Huh. That's embarrassing. It's okay. But yeah, those are the rectifiers in case you wanted to know. They're only like $2 each. Cheap, man. And these ECMs, I'm telling you, they're basically free. You could pretty much go to almost any scrapyard, especially near a city, because these HVAC blowers go out constantly, but it's actually the module on the back that goes out. The motors, 99% of the time, they're good unless they get dropped or thrown into a dumpster. Then they get bent shafts and stuff you got to pick through. Try to find the 120, 240, or 120 volt if you're doing a project like this. Go ahead and get those. I mean, you can get a 240 volt, but you got to look at the current, because the current, if your load draws your current or your voltage down, then you're stuck with your current. Even if it's 2 volts, you're still stuck with your current, whatever it is, 6 amps. So that'd be like 12 watts. If you actually if you drooped it down, that like basically shorted it. You'd have to short it, or have a super big load to do that. But yeah, short will do it. So, and yep, Grok calculated the speeds and everything. And I'm being honest with you, I planned all that. Grok did not plan this for me. I told Grok what I was doing, and I said, what do you think about it, Grok? How can I make this better? Is I'm making a mistake anywhere? What do you think? And that's what it told me. Everything that I put on my YouTube, that's exactly what it told me. It even recommended pushing the speed to get a little more out, but he said, Grok said, your eddy currents, because I already knew that. I already knew if I increase frequency too much, I'm going to get eddy currents, because the frequency will be pushing 200 something hertz or higher at that point. Probably approaching 300. So yeah, you're approaching irons, can't really go over 400. And even at 400, you're pushing the heat hardcore. So keep that in mind. You don't want to overspin these. That's why I got 12, right? And I was only planning for 3,000 watts, but Grok was like, nah, you got at least 5,000 sitting here. When I first introduced it, it was like, no, you got more than that. And then, yeah, a lot of other stuff. The resonant caps, we're going to do that. Correct the power factor. I'll show you all that. Don't worry about that. We're going to get there. But the only thing with that is if I show you how to do that, you have to remember, it's only going to be locked at whatever speed you have this spinning at. Whatever your resonant caps are, whatever value you use, and you get resonance. Well, that's what I call resonance. Your power factor correcting everything. It's only going to be valuable at a certain speed. Other than that, you're going to lose it. So that's why the board, I want to develop the board, so it takes care of that. You're going to have plenty of range. It's going to do all that for you. It's going to vary the capacitance for you on the fly. It's going to be monitoring everything, probably with a refresh rate of every few seconds. It's going to check everything. Check. Look on the scope. Look on this. It's going to do all that for you. So it's going to take a while to develop that, but I will do it eventually, because I already told you I would. And I'm a man of my word, if you haven't noticed. Some of y'all have been watching me real close, maybe even for years, probably starting to realize that I actually do what I say I'm going to do. So, but, and it's the way I want to do it. So that's the other thing. I know a lot of y'all don't like me saying that. You think I'm arrogant or cocky or whatever, and I'm really not. If you actually met me in person, you would think, damn, that guy's like really nice. And it's just I can be I can be an ass if I need to be, because a lot of people are asses to everyone and they don't even realize it. So I like to make sure to, do my part. Anyway, hope you all like this. I'm going to update y'all. I'm going to get a tripod. I already got a tripod, but I'm going to set it up so y'all can watch me, especially when you don't really need to see much of this other than videos like this, but when I wire these and get into that, I will set a tripod up. I will show you what's going on. We're going to bring all 6 wires out except for the white ones. Each one's also going to have a switch on the power handling side, because I'm going to have a board externally over here on the outside. That way it's out of the hot box, out of the heat zone from this thing. And yeah, I can't wait to show you the cover that we're building for this. I can't wait to show you. It's going to be a big surprise, man. Anyway, hope you all like it. Almost 10 minutes. Peace.